Good morning, team. It's Friday again, and we are here for an interesting Live by Design session today by Sunny. It's himself after a very long time. So, today I know you would have seen our post. It will be all about the relationship by design, that what is the power of authentic relationships. We have in past delved into this. We all have collaboratively created our own 10 relationship list. If you have not, then please create the same, open that format. I know you all have the physical document along with you and the virtual document as well. So in case anyone is missing, we will post it once again over here, but just open that document, go through that relationships when Sunny is talking about it, and try to implement those learnings through this document in the next coming weekend. So once again, we welcome Sunny for taking this session and educating our community once again on a very important topic, which is relationship by design and how we can and what is the power of authentic relationship, and guiding us on this beautiful journey. So Sunny, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Shruti. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that internal IT is not doing anything to keep my voice muted. Uh, all right. We have a lot of new faces today. Amazing. Big group. Community is getting bigger and better. Okay. So we will be talking about relationships by design today. But before we do that, we always start with positive focus. So can we all write down 3 to 5 wins this week? Three wins. All right, we will start with you, Banmeet. I could sense that you are thinking a lot by doing this. So.
Great, Sunny. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So one of the win, which I believe was on the L&D front, Sunny, we had one of the critical requirement which we were trying to fill in. So we offered that person. And another one was on the strategy session, wherein we all collaborative worked along with Poonam on a lot of our wins and data. So that was our 2 wins for this week, Sunny.
Awesome. Thank you, Banmeet. Can we all give some love to Banmeet? She is so amazing. And courageous to always go first. All right, we will pick one person from Katrina.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Sunny.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good
So,
morning.
yeah, my top 3 wins for this week is as a new member in NOC team in Meriplex. I learned a lot by having um, I learned a lot in Meriplex about the processes.
Awesome. Okay, so that's your win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So team, can we all give some love to Katrina? Okay, Jim, let's come back to you as Jim. What are your wins this week, Jim? You're on mute.
Sorry,
Okay.
Sonny. So Yeah, my wins for this week. Let me go back to my screen. We had a great QBR up in New Jersey. It was great to come up with our plan and what we need to do for the last quarter of the year to be successful. We had many people in the New Jersey office. So a lot of people, not only those that were participating in the QBR, but other members of the team were there. So it was great to see people in person. And then personally for me, I appreciated spending time with you to get more focus and more direction on my role and how I can help the team in the Philippines.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So let's get into our next. But before we get into the relationships by design today, I do want us to reflect on the last session from Ben Laws. So I'm going to pick some people, like what stayed with you from the last session? Okay, let's see. And if you have not attended, please let me know. And you have not listened to the video. Joe, were you on the call with Ben Laws? And if you were, what do you remember from that session?
I was not. That was the week of the other hurricane. Sorry.
Okay. I hope everything is okay there in Florida.
I'm still in Atlanta for now, but we'll be traveling home in the next 24 hours and we'll see what it's like over the weekend.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I know, Angela, you were there. What do you remember, if you remember anything from last time?
Well, Sunny, I remember that you asked me a question about the experience with the community for I Build It Live. So yeah, that one I remember that you know it takes a community, you know, as you say it, and it's the team effort that makes everyone really successful. I mean, no man is an island, so we need everyone.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Now let's take some volunteers because I don't know who was there, who was not there. So we'll have like a little bit of open invitation on the topic.
So, Sunny, if I may contribute, I know I organize these calls, but one of the things which stuck with me from Ben's session was the rule of 100, wherein he said that you just have to take like 16 to 18 minutes every day if you want to accomplish something. So that was if you're planning to do something new, that is the amount of time you need to invest on a daily basis. So that is something which is a great learning. And I think so it is very easy for all of us if we are not able to take out an hour or 2 hours, but it's very easy to take out those 15 to 16 minutes on a daily basis for achieving that goal in our life. So that was something which stuck with me.
Yeah. Yes, yes. No, that is great. Yeah. So it takes 100 hours to build any skill, any habit that you want to move forward with. I mean, he said more of skills that if you commit 100 hours to anything, you get really, you can see the difference. And I think it came down to that 18 minutes a day. If you just put 18 minutes a day on something, that will grow. Okay, so because I have a copy of the presentation, so I took some points from the presentation, and I'm sharing this because it was such an amazing session. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And good morning, Sunny. Good morning, everybody. Sorry for my machine. It's just giving some errors. But I also would like to share, Sunny, that another thing that he especially mentioned that, you know, what are the top 5 things that you really would want to achieve? And translating it back that, you know, what are you doing to achieve those 5 things? So that was very conscious, intriguing questions that if you really would want to move from point A to point B, and point B are those 5 things, then whatever action you are doing every single day, every single moment, is it translating into that outcome or not? So very powerful, amazing insight that I got from that session.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that, Ankur. Yeah, that was another takeaway, that if you are intentional about doing something, you got to be intentional about booking time in your calendar, and then overall doing that audit every week to make sure that your time commitment, your energy commitment, your attention commitment is aligned with what you want to focus on. Okay, so that was my actually next slide. A little bit on how he defined time is attention and energy. And time agency that he was talking about, it was alignment with winning. That Ankur, that you are talking about, what are the top 5 wins? So for example, we started with our wins. So if the wins that you have this week, they're aligned with what you are up to in your life, then you are living intentionally. Okay, next thing is to work on that piece. So can we define what win looks like for you? Do you know what winning looks like for you? So write down 3 things. Because everyone is different when they're defining their life or what they want out of life. And it could be your health, it could be your relationships, it could be your career or legacy. But today is a little bit going to be more relationships by design. But do you know what winning looks like for you? So can we take a quick pause here and write down 3 to 5 things? You should be only looking at the screen if you are typing or something on your computer. Please reflect and think. What good looks like for you when it comes to winning in life. Let's take another 10 seconds. Varmeet, you have, are you raising your hand, and Manu? Yes. You are muted. I think we are having unmute issues
Sorry.
today.
I'm saying I'm ready with the answer if you want me to speak up, Sunny.
Yeah, let's go.
So Sunny, kind of winning, off late when we had this session, and I learned we all understand the language of cost. So somehow I link this with opportunity cost, which means what we give up to get in return. So let's say that my goal is to get into some course, and every week I want to give 8 hours of study, and what is the outcome I'm going to get out of that 8 hours? So around 264 hours of study, the outcome what I'm get is the learning, and the outcome is that I'm going to get that degree. So that's the opportunity cost, which is a winning for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that, Varmeet. That's growth cost.
Yes, opportunity cost.
Manu, you.
Yes. So, Sunny, for me, winning is growth and learning, because I truly believe that if you stop learning, you start dying. Learning is a lifelong process, and I've been learning a lot lately in last 2-3 quarters, coming to a new country and learning new things. So for me, winning is growing and learning.
Awesome. Growing and learning is winning. That is so awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Manu. Now, let's take another minute. Then now, laser focus on relationships. What winning looks like for you when it comes to your life plan in terms of relationships plan. So write down 5 things that would mean you are winning in your relationship life. Take 30 seconds to write 5 words. That's the hard part. Putting everything into one word for one point. Yeah, please write down 5 things that will make you feel that you are winning in your relationships life. Okay, so let's have a quick conversation. And I know when you're writing your wins, you may not be able to share everything. So whatever you can share, and if you cannot share anything, that's okay as well. Alex.
Hey,
As
Sunny.
Alex is,
Yeah,
he just joined our newly built sales team in the Philippines.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
Alex,
plan.
what winning means to you for relationships?
Well, I think in terms of relationship, trust is one of the most important thing in the building and maintaining a level of trust is crucial, right? In a relationship, when you trust people, you know that they can rely on you. To be honest, to be consistent, dependable, I'd say. And so trust is everything, I guess. You mentioned 5, so I think I stopped on 3.
Yeah. So write down 5, but you're only sharing 1.
Okay, fantastic. So trust for me is very important in a relation, that's for sure. And that's in work and also in a personal life with friends, with family, and in life in general.
Awesome. How about you, Eva?
Hi, sir. So for me, winning in terms of relationship is the fear of judgment, losing the fear of judgment from others. And in that case, just speak to them openly. And also not only the relationship from others, but the relationship with myself, to love myself more.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
You can love others if you don't love yourself.
Yes, correct.
Yes. Can't give what you don't have. All right, that is so amazing. Now, let's move on to our next part here. Now, write down everything you have spent time on this week. Again, a list. 3 to 5 things Write down three bigger picture. Bigger picture. I'm not gonna write down, I brush my teeth today. I did my hair today. You can put a percentage as well, percentage. What I'm looking for here in this thinking process is what percentage of time this week you allocated to relationships. Okay, Akira, do you mind sharing one thing?
Mm-hmm.
What do you have spent time on this week?
Well, I spend most of my time with my family, so I always make sure that Sunday is a family day.
Okay, awesome. You didn't spend any time calling candidates?
I did from Mondays to Fridays, sometimes on Saturdays if
That's on a lighter note. That's on a lighter note. I thought you were gonna say, okay, I spent time with Anamika.
Yes, every day.
Yeah. Anamika, what's your list?
Professional and personal conversation we have it with Anna.
Yeah.
So
Anamika, what's on your list?
a lot of things actually, Sunny, but specifically when you asked about the question about relationships, how much percentage this week? I would say about 50% of my time went in, networking and connecting with people, starting from my team members, because I had a one-on-one discussion with all 5 of them this week. And it was a good discussion on, reflecting back to the last quarter. So I got to know a lot of things, of course, or what's going on and everything. And then Alex joining. And Alex is actually sitting with us, in the recruitment TA area. So I've been, connecting with Alex also, really good conversations. So that's another. And then I kind of also spent some extra time with, talking to my parents this week. I was not getting too much time to talk to them lately. But this week, I think it was like really hearty discussion that I had with my mom and my dad. So 50% of my time went in really, fostering relationships this week.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anamika. Oh, Shruti, I can't share my screen anymore. No, actually, no. Can you guys see my screen?
No, Sunny.
Oh, yes, son.
Yeah.
Should they, if you could stop
I lost
the computer
control.
on.
I'm trying to share.
Try now, Sonic.
You should be able to.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Okay, so let's kind of define, first of all, what we're talking about here. What is a relationship? It's a connection between people characterized by mutual interaction and influence. So the interaction, right? Interaction when it comes to meaningful connections in our life, connections that we care about. And yeah, so this is how we can define relationship. Now, relationship becomes authentic when it's genuine connection and it's based on mutual trust, respect, and openness. Now, a point of reflection here is that you have top 10 relationships on your list. You probably put those relationships there because you are intentional about making those relationships health better, the health score. And when we then also look at that list, we can also probably think through and see what relationships are authentic and what relationships in your life in general are not authentic relationships. Finding and keeping authentic relationships is real key to success. Okay, so we will talk about the importance and then the video. But why do we even need to think about relationships in life? It's a support structure. Majority of our fulfillment comes from our relationships. And it allows you opportunities for growth and collaboration. Like Banmeet was talking about her learning, the best learning comes from other people. In a more like in real time. So your growth, your collaboration, your opportunities, your support, your fulfillment, there is so much good when we learn how to build healthy relationships. So I'm gonna share this, and please let me know if you are able to hear this audio. If you don't understand.
Yes, sir.
Were you able to?
Yes, Sunny.
Okay. If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. And it is so
Sunny, you may want to increase the volume.
or in engineering. Sorry, 1 second then. If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. And it is so common in finance or in engineering because the mind of the people who go into these industries is so technical that sometimes they forget that the people who have to buy their service are human beings. And so the ones who really create lifelong relationships, deep, meaningful, trusting relationships, are the ones that never forget that fundamentally, regardless of what you do, you're in the people business. So regardless of what you do, you are in people business in your life. And sometimes when we are engineers or doctors or whatever we do, we think our technical skill is going to really matter. And there are so many people in this world where they're unhappy just because they graduated from probably the best schools, they built best career overall from the money perspective, but they were not able to feel that fulfillment, experience it, or even be happy with their life. And the main reason, like a lot of studies are out there, there's a book, I think it's Healthy Living, and Harvard to Yale to Cornell, a lot of studies out there, the people graduated from these Ivy League schools and they're unhappy when they're 30, 40, 50, so unhappy. They made their money, but they don't have meaningful connections. So, when I left India, of course, back then I had no idea what is fulfillment, what are other things, like, at 17, 18, you don't know too much. And all you see is a US dollar. So you come to US for the US dollar. And because as soon as I came here, if I was earning $1, I could multiply that with 33. And that I'm like, that's a lot of money. But it was overall, I started chasing money. From the day one, working hard just so that money focus. Until I got married, until I started this company, I did not know the meaning of really like real relationships. And there was a time at ITBD when we had really tough time. Just overall building a team, sustaining a team, keeping a team. And this is like 2007 to like 2010. Everything started getting better when I started learning more of people. But when in 2003, it was more of tech focus. Okay, what's the next big Exchange server that we're going to fix? And yeah, so I see a face here, Simran, who you like. Simran, welcome back to the team. Yeah, so he knows back then, 2005, 2006, Sunny was a totally different person. And overall, the point that I'm making here is that I did not start experiencing happiness and overall, even success in business until I learned relationships. And I'm not done. I'm still learning. I'm not perfect and I'm nowhere close to perfect. But one thing that I know is I'm better today than last year, better last year than 10 years ago. So there is just so much value in, I do believe that relationships made all the difference in my journey. One-on-one, we always talk about this. This is something that my grandfather shared. One plus one is not 2, it's 11. Until I started building relationships, and everything starts at home, because happy home will make happy roam. If you are not happy at home, it's hard. So at home, Cam coming, and then she joining me in the business. We at home, 1 plus 1, when based on our collaboration, we did not multiply the company by 2. We multiplied 11x. Then Javed and a lot of our team members, they are here from decades. When they joined our teams, then every single great human being added to this team was a multiplier. That is how life works, at home and at work. If you want to have real success, meaningful success in life, we got to stop focusing on pennies first. We got to start focusing on relationships. And that's where happiness is at the end of the day. Human beings are built to be helpful, to be useful, to create value. But if you're surrounded with good energy, good vibes, good, authentic relationships, your success multiplies at home and at work. Because in any relationship at home, when we all see our parents, wherever there are one-on-one, both parents have that authentic, meaningful, full connection, healthy relationship, and there is, again, no perfection. Not that me and Cam don't fight it nowadays, we do, but it's healthier. Like, there is always something that's going to be there. But what I'm saying is that 1 plus 1 can only be 11 if you maintain, you kind of, I think Anamika said that, foster if you really take your time and attention and your energy and really channelize to foster those relationships, and it's constant work, it's hard work. It's hard work. Okay, one. Okay, so how do we do it? So if relationships are important, we do need to stop focusing on just pennies, because we know pennies will follow. When we learn people, then we're successful. I don't know if I'm creating this thing. Shruti, can you please check?
Yeah, Sunny.
Okay. All right. Trust is number one. And Alex, you mentioned that. Build trust through open communication, mutual respect, and shared experiences. This is number one thing that we need to learn. And always grow, that continuous growth. We can always do more when it comes to building trust. But it can only be built if you have open communication, respect for each other, and shared experiences. Communication, listening generously. We all talk about that, right, Nidhi? From Collaborative Way, one of your best always to share practice is listening generously, expressing yourself clearly, and resolving conflicts in a healthy way. Conflicts will be there. They're always there. We are human beings. But if we can learn how to resolve those conflicts in a healthy way with open, honest communication, then that leads to the score going up for authentic relationships. Respect, value each other's opinions, boundaries, and personal growth, ensuring a balanced give and take. So I'm going to just take a pause here. Trust, communication, respect. I just want to capture a few people's thinking. What do you think? Like worked for you in your life? When you reflect on your relationships, what comes to your mind? What helped you? Gagan Chaudhary.
Okay. Hi, good morning, sir, and everyone. So in my relationship, I believe when we say trust, so trust, is built by with transparency. So once both of us or anyone in the family, they are transparent towards each other. They understand each other's requirements, needs, and they respect each other. And they are transparent that what I'm doing is right for the other person and for themselves. I think it builds trust automatically.
Thank you for sharing that, Gagan. This is for you. Jim?
So for me, I think one thing that works well in my relationships is not trying to micromanage them, and trusting the other adults in my life that they'll make the right decisions. For example, my wife, I know that we're aligned in the best interests of our family. So if she makes a decision, I trust that she's put the thought into it and that she knows what's a good choice for the family. So if she wants to go out and spend some money, I know that she's got our best interest in mind, so I don't micromanage what she spends. And our children, we guide them and we give them the best advice, but we don't micromanage every single thing that they do, because we're helping them to learn to make good decisions, and they're going to do that through experience. So I try not to be the family micromanager.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. Autonomy, freedom. We all want freedom. We all want freedom, but we don't want to normally give freedom to others. learning how to feel that freedom and also give space to other people where they can feel freedom. Shane, what are you thinking when it comes to some best practices that help you in life in terms of building authentic relationships?
Thank you, Sunny. Good morning, team. So for me, spending quality time, making sure that you are putting in genuine efforts so that the other person will be able to open up with you. They have the trust to share anything and everything, whether it's come to professional relationship and personally, definitely you have to put in more efforts to make sure you are reaching up to their expectations.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Commitment to time, attention, and energy. Yes. Ron, hope everything is okay with you in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, it's very
What are
quickly.
you thinking when
I
it
think
comes to best practices for building authentic relationships?
the best one is probably respect. I think a relationship that's built on even ground isn't a relationship that's really gonna last or it's gonna be fruitful in any way. So I think building a strong sense of respect for each other would go a long way in building a relationship.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. You see, it works even at South Beach in Miami. Okay. Miami is an interesting place, Ron.
It is, it is, it is. Luckily we didn't get hit by the hurricane, so I got to kind of ride it out here.
Yes, yes. Okay. We will take one more person.
Sunny,
Any
I
volunteer
would.
wants to share their thinking?
Randall has raised his hand. Sunny.
Sunny, I would
Okay.
also like to go after Randall,
So,
please.
okay. Nidhi, you go first and then
Oh,
we'll
okay.
go to Randall.
Yeah, so me, Sunny, personally, what I've observed is transparency and trust are of utmost importance. I have a very small tribe, very small group of friends, but they're really thick. They have my back, I have their back, and it's completely because of the mutual trust and transparency over the years that we've been able to build. So it takes time. Trust is not something that can be built in a day or two. It takes time, but over the period of time, I'm glad that I've built some very beautiful relationships in my life.
Awesome. Thank you, Nidhi. Randall.
Something that I felt always helps the relationships that I have around me would be just really, really paying attention. So this would be there are a lot of things that are often unsaid, and if you just really take a look at everything from the body language to the choice of words to their tone to the things that they do, then you learn a lot about the people around you, and they usually appreciate it when you notice these things and you take action.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Randall. This is for you. Okay, let's move on. Number one thing when it comes to relationships, we were here. So my experience overall, and this is where that phrase that I always talk about, Jindagi ch paise kamane saukhe, bande kamane okay. My experience is that earning money is easier than earning people. Means earning people's respect, their authentic, genuine relationship is harder than earning money. Now, people in the room matters, right? So there is, if we kind of, if we can think of, there is nothing right or wrong, it's just a perspective. All we are looking for is when we are searching new connections, new relationships, who is well aligned in terms of who do I want in my room? People that I want to surround myself with, being intentional, knowing who I am, what do I want, and really being intentional about selecting people that I want to keep in my life. And that really means values, having you being able to know yourself, like who you are when it comes to your personal core values, and then being intentional about overall sensing people, understanding people, that is there any value alignment? Again, there is no perfection in this world, but with you being selective, you will be able to align with people, find people that will give you that authentic relationship. Because there is a values, there is a mindset alignment. And I mean, these are the mindsets that I 100% admire, and every day work on myself to grow myself, to develop these mindsets. The gratitude. Because if we're not positive focus, we didn't start this call with positive focus. We were going to get into a lot of other things, but we don't take pause to start positive. Growth, curiosity, and accountability. Then purpose driven, being a go-giver, right? Adding value to other people, depositing on other people's life. That's the best way to build authentic relationships. You're creating value, being a genuine person. Abundance, your mindset is that you're not insecure that, hey, this is just me. There is just so much abundance in the world. You can always be more by creating more value. No matter what your title is, if you're going to stop people coming to your team and bringing them in below you just with your own insecurities, you're not bringing in right people with the right values, right mindsets, or right skills, you are not going to have great relationships there just because that overall alignment is not going to be there. And then resilience, being resilient in life is really important. And the lifelong learning, of course, that continuous transformation is important. We always talk about the four wheels, that if these four wheels are in balance, if they are in harmony, you will have a great life. It will be quality life because you know your purpose in life, you know what your life vision is, you know your values, you know your mindset, you're taking care of your health, you're taking care of your relationships, you're taking care of your career, you're taking care of overall giving back to the community, the legacy part. Then car will be kind of, you know which direction you're going to go in. And you're going with understanding yourself. And you know that if you will take a wrong turn, it could be values wrong turn, it could be mindset wrong turn, it could be vision wrong turn. If this is there, this compass is there, this GPS is there, you will be able to probably come back quickly and get back on track. If you don't know this, you don't keep this image in mind, that life is like a car. It's going to start from point A to B, and there are so many different exits you can take. And if your health wheel goes down, car is going to get stuck. It's not going to move. You're stuck. If relationships that we're talking about, you're not happy there, it's going to start pulling you to the side. And there are some relationships that when you lose those, then you probably have to bring in a tow truck to get towed. So it's important to really understand life in general, the bigger picture. Okay, now can we take some time to think about, this is the sheet when I was talking about top 10 relationships. So can we take a minute to write down 3 relationships that are important to you? And then we will write down how you will take your time, energy, the wins that you were thinking in terms of relationship wins. Remember in the beginning of the exercise, we will write down those wins here. What win will make you happy in terms of relationships? So take a minute to write down 3 relationships that are important to you. You want to build better authenticity with those relationships. Okay, team. Now, write down 3 things that you will do in the next week to be intentional about your time, which is your attention and your energy, to take a step forward with the wins that you have listed in the relationship, in these 3 relationships. Shoot, I can't share my Zoom screen. Can you make me? Okay, now I can. Okay, so write down everything that you will spend time on next week when it comes to your wins, and you will take those and then start moving your goals forward. So in the comprehensive workbook for Life by Design, you have this sheet. This is top 10 relationships. This one. And then you have your goals here. So what you're doing is you're looking at relationships that matter to you in your life, at home, at work, in your social circle. And then you will write down overall from calendaring point of view, like what activities, what wins you will focus on in the next week. It just gives you a framework, gives you some thinking process to really be intentional and proactive to identify the right relationships and foster right relationships. Okay, so we're going to stop here and we will take 1 or 2 perspectives. We have 3 minutes before we close. Parmeet, what stayed with you today? What are you taking away? One thing.
One thing I'm taking, Sunny, this one relationship is stuck in my mind. I wanted to be very mindful whether that person is in my good time or whether this person always there in my bad time. So I want to differentiate and see that if I'm winning on that relationship and able to gauge that perspective, that's what I'm taking away from this session from today.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. How about you, Jerome? You're on mute, Jerome. We'll come back to you if you're having difficulties there. Okay, let's take Eileen. Eileen, what are you taking away?
So for me, Sunny, it's building connection actually, because it's been a while now since I've really went out with a lot of people, with my friends technically, and I think it's healthy for me to get another perspective or an outside perspective, not just with the people around me, which is definitely within the work setup. So I think that's one thing, that's my takeaway here, Sanya.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Eileen. Okay, we will take one person from the US. Javed, if you're still there. No, okay. Jim.
Going to, I caught myself with this last night. I feel like I only call my parents when I think that there's something wrong. You know, there's the hurricane down in Florida, so I was calling to check on my dad. I think I need to make more of an effort this week to check on my parents, just to talk to them and just talk to them, not just help when I think there's a perceived problem.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Now, here's the one question that we can take away. Of course, wins, know your wins and align time. But everything starts with us. When we grow, everything and everyone around us grow. So the question here is, who are you attracting? You attract who you are. So that's the question that I'm going to leave with you, because you're never done building relationships. Never done. And I hope this question of who you are and who are you attracting, who you want to attract, and let that question inspire you to build better and boundary-less relationships. So thank you, team.
Thank you, Sunny.
Have a
you,
great
Sunny.
day.
Thank you, Sunny, so much.
Thanks,
to
Sunny.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Sunny.